Everybody, the Timix here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Motorsport Manager, Surging Absurdity. Second challenge in the pro level, and we are moving on to the second half of the season. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. We just finished an engine, so we're going to want to design the next one of those. Okay, and yeah, we're going to want these three eventually, but we only have room for two here, so do minus 2 days. And I'm actually going to grab this one, because we're not going to use it. But it will get the part in, that much faster. Okay, and then 12 hours, the usual interview with Motorsport. They're asking about our practice. Why'd you only finish 6th? Yep, still getting plenty of knowledge about the track. And Holgerson blitzes the opposition, along with the engine. So basically, I didn't really mention the standings, but basically what we're looking at here is we really have established a solid lead now over Spartan with 13 points, highest it's been. So I'm just looking to sort of maintain that. Feeling a little bit more secure, but with double points in the final race, we can't be anything close to complacent at this point. And we're going to get those in. So we can start working on this engine, even though we're going to get better ones. Like this is, just a hair better than the current ones. So it doesn't hurt to put some effort into that. Let's see, let's try to equalize these. And actually, I think I still want to get the performance. Well, no. Equalizing the time seems to be the best idea. But we'll get the performance first. We want to get these suspensions boosted, of course. And then the engine, 7 more days. Take another look. Yep, I don't know why that one person shifts it by 3 days, but that just seems a little wonky. But in any case, we're going to have the suspensions maxed out and then working on the engine. Okay, and there's our second one. Now we wanted to start designing the ones that we're going to use permanently. And yeah, you can see this is going to put us into the red, but it's also going to take 24 days for each of these. So, and these are going to be up at 608, so about 100 points better than our current ones. It's not a massive increase, but it's a good one. Yep. And of course, we're not going to want to use that one because it's a even though it's a better engine, but we just sandbagged that when we used the, you know, rule violation there to potentially ruin it, or to get it faster, get it done faster. So we're going to be able to max out these by the race. We'll be able to use a slightly better engine, and then we're going to have to wait a while for more improvements. So let's go ahead and give Bags that better engine. Chairman's still happy that we are in first. Guildford, 40 laps, 3 1/3 miles. Fairly long track, as you can see. I don't think the lap record will stick with that high, but expected to be some rain. Spoilers are the part of choice. Soft and medium tires. And our spoilers are the only one that's not real competitive with the top. But it's still only second. So Atsuno has just really done a good job on theirs, basically. So, you know, competing with everybody else. We are first. So the small improvements we've made in the engine have put us back in the top spot already for that, which is nice. We're running an expose on Spartan and their awful working practices. We've had testimonials from their mechanics saying they're overworked, understaffed, and in a ton of debt. Would you be willing to let us interview your mechanics to give our readers a reference point? They might have a few things to say about your own drivers, but it'll bring Spartan MRT down a few pegs. Well, that's kind of a dirty thing. You know, this might help us from a purely gaming point of view, but I'm going to pass on it anyway. We need a ride and handling facility. Deeply concerned, says Mitchell Abrahams. That'll help us improve our suspension. Our suspension is the best in the competition. Also offer our drivers a chance to understand how to drive more smoothly, which can never be a bad thing. It'd be a great thing. We don't have the extra money because we're working, wouldn't benefit us for this year, etc. The same deal as usual. Okay. I've read the rumors in the paper. You're thinking of getting rid of me? That's a fine way to hear about it. I can offer a lot to this team. I hope you know that. Even if you do want to get rid of me, it hurts to read about it through the papers. So, Will Baggs, rumors going around him, and his morale is down 30. So, Holgerson having an affair, and her focus is off, and now Baggs' morale is down. So, the drivers are not exactly in the best mood of late. Holgerson tipped to win. May have lost most of my fortune to my third ex-wife, but if I had any money left, I'd bet it on her. And Holgerson talking about extending her lead, confident of being better than Laurie at the moment. And Sevilla saying a podium finish is doable for Spartan. They're happy with the track. Likely to be low on cash. Yep. That we are. But we do want the better engine. So we're going to keep doing it anyway. And everything maxed out here. So we just need to move on to the race. And I think I still want to play it conservative and make sure I at least make some money. Soft and medium tires. And at 20 degrees for the race, that's probably going to be in medium territory. And then it's going to rain. So, I mean, I can see us using sauce for the start, then some mediums, then some inters or wets with the rain, but it's not expected to rain here. Won't be able to practice those. So it's going to be a complicated situation with the parts. And we are being predicted first and third. Well, so much for that brilliant weather forecast, because it's raining for practice as well. And I'm going to, with the problems we had last time, the crucial parts, I'm going to back off by 5% on how much weight stripping I do, but I'm still going to do just as much as I was on the parts that are not crucial. And engine and spoiler are what it is here. I think we'll do a start and stop on inters and then switch to wets. See how that goes. Really hard suspension there for bags. And I'd like to go with medium tires, but, you know, I mean, the rain's eventually going to stop. I mean, we're going to be using wets and inters for the majority of the practice, at least it looks like. So I don't know how far I'll even get on those. Eek. Losing more time there. We'll let them start on qualifying trim. Goodness. Click the button. Yeah, that might not be wise. I'm just doing it because we're just doing a start and stop again. Still might have been better if I took the time to switch it. But Holgerson, like bags with the better form than Holgerson this time around. That hasn't been the case in the last couple of races. But it is here in Guildford. race trim and wets now. And the handling, don't like the speed balance. I'm going to guess you want more speed. Let's try something like that. Yeah, go with that for now. 69% on the first set for Holgersen and for Bags. 75%, so a little bit better. Likes the handling reasonably well. Doesn't like the speed there either. Let's boost that up. Higher speed corners. Yeah, something like that. Both drivers switching to the wets and a longer term run out there because it's time to get that race trim rolling. And whatever they have to say about the car's setup, we'll just hold off on any changes for a while here. It's time to get the trim ready for later on in the weekend. And if I can here, I'm going to want to get some boost for both wets and inters. Holgersen liking the ballast setting better. And we're looking good there. We set the 2 fastest laps at the moment. Of course, most of the vehicles still out on inters, and the wets are better for the current weather. So I think after this lap I want to come back in and go inters. Run a couple laps on those and then see what happens. I don't want to make any changes here. Unless something's severely off. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that as it is. We'll tweak it later. I just want you to switch your tires. Go back to the inters. But I'm definitely going to change that. Go back to the inters. So poor to very poor. You want lower speed ballast. And adjust the speed just a bit. Low end ballast. I'm gonna try that. It's quite a bit of time to stay in here, but the bags is off enough that I want to make the change. And I think best case scenario, I just want to stay out here enough to get level 1 inters, go in, switch to mediums for the rest of the time. Holgerson losing a whole bunch, you know, way behind them because now they went down. The speeds, or the speed for the track course got much better. Now we're going to come in and switch again, and as we're coming up close to the 5-minute mark, we're also hitting our level 2 race trim. We're going to hit the mark on the wet tires also. So let's just switch to mediums. Speed balance only okay, so let's adjust that a bit more. Obviously it went too high. That was good, poor, good, and okay. So I want it more around there. Then we can tweak after that. I'd like to get to level 2 mediums, but I don't know if we're going to be able to swing that. And we'll have to just really play it by ear and see what the weather looks like at the beginning of the race to sort of decide what we're going to want to do. With which tires bonuses we're going to go with. And most of the cars, other cars are going on mediums. A few on the softs, but not many. So Holgerson and moving up significantly with that lap. Bags even more. Holgerson not driving particularly well. Bags driving great now at 9.1. So that's all looking good for him. We could possibly get a better than usual finish from him. On the other hand, can we get Holgerson in the winner's circle at this rate? That seems to be very questionable at the moment. She's running a great lap here, though. It's kind of funny, dropping positions even as her current lap is above the pace. Not a great third sector, but still well up there. And so now people should be reasonably happy with our practice efforts. Yeah, medium's not going to get there. So we're going to be at level 1 on 3 different tire types. We're most of the way there on the setup. And we got our race trim. All in all, not a bad session. Particularly with all the weather changes that needed to be dealt with. You can see, of course, the time's coming in much faster, over half a minute faster than the listing that we were given. Rafael Rodriguez says, I wish they gave out points for practice. So he's happy. And now we've got clear weather for qualifying. Just going to stick on the mediums for the moment. As I want to perfect our scores here. 96% isn't bad. So we're where we want to be on the cornering. See if we can improve the handling or... Yep, I didn't change those at all. The handling or the speed at all. So this went from okay to great. I think we need a little bit lower understeer and a little bit more acceleration. I think that's what we're looking at here. Yeah, let's try that and tweak it a little more that direction if that's not enough. 96% also on bags. We have hit the speed balance where we want it. So cornering went from poor to very poor. Probably a little bit lower speed, I'm going to guess. And then handling went from great to good to great. So this is great, and that is great, and that is great. So maybe a little bit more understeer to... Let's try something like that. That's not a whole lot of fun, though. Let's try it, see how it goes. We're not looking for much. We're just looking for that little bit of improvement Get from 96 to 98. And Holgerson's still looking below par while Baggs is running fantastically. Naturally, everybody else on the soft tires, as will we be once we get locked in here. Well, 99%. Cool. Switch to your softs. Get out there and nail a lap. 95%. Okay, so not as hot here. Alright. Poor. Very poor. So that's great. And that's great. What if we lowered it a little bit instead there? And then for the handling, this was good. So we don't want to go any farther that way. We got great, great, great. Maybe we want to go all the way up to the end there. Okay. I think that's what I want to try. Let's do another start and stop for you. While Holgerson's just going to go out, set a time of some vague quality, and try to call it good. Gabler, the 1.107 there, just above, setting the mark to beat now. %, so we're still not there. 96% even with 2 excellents. That's, boy, that's rough. Got to try to hit. All right, poor, very poor. We've got great. Same thing there. So great, great, and great. Let's do that again. Great. Okay, I'm gonna try to get in between those two. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Let's see if that improves it at all. I think I've got time for one more of these. Holgerson looking to set the pace here, but has struggled on this last sector. Yep. 1,000th of a second back of Sevilla. But other than that, only Hashimoto was close. I mean, obviously, we're just looking to be top 15, so everything's fine. Let's remember to bring Bags back in. And his best driving for the day appears to be behind him. Okay, there it is, 99%. Now everybody's happy. I mean, both drivers at 99% is better than I usually do. So, Will Baggs, you're at 99%. You're driving well. You have the best car in the field. Overall, at least. Possibly Atsuno's is better for this track. Let's see what kind of time you can throw down. Little bit off the pace at the first marker. Our cars have tended to do better in the second sector on this track. I don't need you to, though. Well, so much for that. And Baggs not happy with fifth. But that should be more than good enough for today's requirements. With both cars dialed totally in on the setup, some quality, if not the very best times, but good times. Wolfhagen has definitely accomplished everything they needed to up to this point. See what kind of weather we get and what kind of competitive times we're able to run as qualifying moves forward. Waiting on Tanaka now, I think. There it is. So we're going to finish second and eighth. At this point, all we really care about is our drivers and Spartans. They finished first and fourth, so Spartan looking very strong. And none of them crashing out, of course. So far, the mark to beat, 106.733. More good weather, it looks like. And I don't want to go out right away. I want to run 2 attempts today and then 3 on the final day. I'm going to wait a bit here till we hit about the 8-minute mark. The track is now warming up, or the weather is now upper teens. That being the reason, of course, that we went with medium tires. You will. All right, let's get out there, set a decent time, hopefully, for both drivers. Bags, again, driving fantastically. Holgerson, at least, decently here. Can't complain too much if you're up over 5. And here I just sort of want to check, get a good handle on how long it's going to take them to like go out, go around, come back in. I think I want to try for 3 tomorrow or in the final session, but also, egads, get that back down. Oh my goodness! Well, at least I got the brakes in good, but still. I want to time it out so that my last set can go, you know, as late as possible. I think we're going to want to go out at just over 2 minutes on that last set. Don't know how much of it is contributes for the less than perfect setup. She's not driving well. All of that finishing down in 4th. And Bag's form declining as well. He comes in 5th. And both of them sort of borderline in terms of, are we sure they're fast enough? Probably Holgerson would make it and Bags might make it with those times. I think I'll take it down to about 215, 220, and then we'll go out for our second run at it. Hashimoto's time, about what we were seeing, you know, the earlier session. So we just basically need to do better ourselves, and Bag's faster than he was yesterday. When I say do better, I'm talking about Holgerson. And with a 3.5, the chances of that are not super great. She's definitely not burning up the track today. I do think I've got a pretty decent shot at getting in all three runs tomorrow. I think the track's short enough that I can do that. Gabler setting the mark. She does seem to like this track so far. Holgerson closer to the pace. Well, it was. That second sector didn't do her any favors. That's going to do it for you today. You are not taking another crack at it. So, wow, look at Baggs, the fastest second sector of anybody, whereas Holgerson stunk in that part. And Baggs with sets the new pace to beat with his 8.7. Wow. He's no longer a good enough driver that he should really, frankly, be able to do that. But he did it anyway. So a nice little moment of glory there for Will Baggs. Lissandro Cruz, one of the Hammer drivers, crashing out. That's interesting. Other than that, Spartan, not as strong today. 4th and 10th. They're in this session, not as strong. So, see how that shakes out. What kind of weather will we have for our final qualifying session? It is sunny. And Holgerson with the best chance of finishing high, I would think. I'm going to go with Baggs first now. Of course, I'm going to go out right away because I want to get in 3 shots at it. And the track grip is really high. So we're not really going to gain anything by trying to conserve time here. Getting in 3 attempts, of course, allows us to... Yeah, let's get back up. Get back up. Whew, just made it. Get the maximum opportunities for the drivers to hit a strong time. 9.6 for Baggs as he crosses the line on his attempt. First attempt. And he will be setting the pace to beat initially. It's better than Gabler's. That's saying something. 9.8 for Baggs now. He could be throwing down a monster here on the first session. Well, Gabler beat him in the second part, so maybe not. 107.2. Yeah, that's half a second slower than yesterday. That's not going to hold up. 107.1 for Gabler. She didn't do that fantastically either. And Holgerson happy with her lap. So far, it's the worst one that's been completed. Very competitive times at the top early on. And there's Hashimoto with her showing everybody how it's really done. But even that's not that fast. Yeah, Holgersen 9th. Only... Hold on. Do I want to go back out yet? Yeah, I do. Only one driver did not do better than Mia Holgersen, the points leader. That's pretty ugly. There's not a whole lot of sugarcoating that. She stunk it up. And she felt good about her lap. That's the thing. She felt good about her lap, which is almost half a second off the pace. The pace not even being that fast. So, yeah. It is definitely not Mia's weekend at all. Let's see if we can get up at least a little bit higher. Sixth and ninth then after the first set. Not our finest hour. Bags does move up slightly to 5th. It is his best time, but not by much. And yeah, Holgersen just stinking up that second sector every time. Well, I mean, 7th is better. Did shave almost a 1/10 of a second off her time, but still not really excited about that. I think we're just barely going to get Mia Holgersen her third run at it, but I'm not even totally sure about that. It would be nice if she would not return to the bad form of the beginning of the season, but it looks like, well, that's what we've got going here for Guildford. Bag still looking strong at 8.7, but Mia, not horrible, but pretty bad. Bags with a nice finish to move up to 3rd. Did not do well in the first sector, but got better every time. And yeah, I mean, Holgersen's best second sector yet, but it's still not nearly good enough. Finished strong, though, to get down under 107. Hashimoto for Atsuno is on the pole, and that's fine because Atsuno is not Spartan. 2nd and 4th for us. Hit the sponsor bonus and can't complain about that positioning at all. Okay, and everybody's like, it's going to be a procession for Mia. Well, it wasn't, but she finally pulled it out of her behind that second, the closing part of that last lap. So hopefully that'll be a springboard to better things. Okay, let's see where we are. It'll be clear weather at the start, possibly raining later. But given that, I think we want to go with the medium tires. And of course, we're going to do a stint on softs, then switch to mediums. Gonna get what, 14, 13, something like that. See if we get 13 laps out of this. Yeah, we're going to be slightly better by carrying less fuel here. If we actually get 13 laps, every lap of fuel going to cost us about 1.2 seconds, 1 second on the pit stop. And with the charge here, I mean, I don't expect to get, 13, 14 is the most we're going to get out of this. And it might not even be that high. Yeah, 5 laps of fuel, both drivers. I don't see any reason to carry more. Especially for Bags, who will likely be back further in the pack. So we're going back to the light fuel setup here. Which the math does seem to support, even though it hasn't always worked out the best for us in the past. Okay, Hashimoto in first, looking strong to hold off Holgerson, who's not as high on the form. Gabler in the second row, and Bags still driving great. Dutt looking to be a threat behind, but Laurie with a 4 in the third row, and Sevilla with a 6 in the fourth row. So they may not be the biggest challengers. Always almost forget to go hybrid. And Holgerson, wow, beating Hashimoto to the punch. She wasn't great right instantly, but then quickly accelerated. And Bags trying to hold his spot there. Trying to move up now fourth along the inside. But Mia Holgerson, all 3.5 form of her, is in first. So go figure. Bags fighting for third with Laurie. And now here comes Gabler, as Hashimoto is already down to 6th. Gabler speed bursting away while you use up all that energy. Okay, and now we've got to back off the tires. Third and 8th, and that's going to probably go down. No, you should not, but thanks for asking. And since we're up fairly high, let's go ahead and harvest. So 4th and 8th, but we'll see what happens once everything settles out here. Wow, 7th and 8th now. Yuck. So at the moment, we are totally out of the points. And Spartan would only gain 5 on us, though. So even totally out of the points, Hammer and Atsuno would split the top team honors. And Holgerson only at 3.1. But we just did this intentionally so we could harvest more energy, right? Yeah, that's it. Bags, not nearly the driver, but a slightly better car and driving much better, trying to get by me. I'm just going to let them race. No orders, just let whoever wins that win it. Let's go up to neutral now. There's Bags down to 9th, so he's had it for the moment. A lap and a half of fuel. So we'll go hybrid and just sort of ride this out. Take the tires as far as they're going to take us. But it is rather disconcerting with this low of fuel that we can't you know, be any more competitive than this, even though, I mean, because everybody's on hybrid now, but even though everybody is... Whoa! Who was that? That was Cruz having a very, very bad turn. Holgerson got by and Bags did not. Well, he's looking to make that move now. And the softer tires just barely getting him there. Boy, the tires are not going up. I thought these tires would be overheating. Huh. Well, I was wrong about the tire temperatures. And we only have a 5% on the mediums. I mean, if they're better, looking like they're better for the temperature, which I'm a little bit surprised at. It is 18 instead of 20. It is going to bump up to 19. So we'll see what happens then. Either way, we are at 7th and 8th. The two positions closest to, but still behind the points positions. Here in lap 8, things are spreading out a bit. We would lose 7 points to Spartan, and obviously that would not be acceptable. That would shave our lead in half. And our goal at this point in this race is to at least equal them. But it's really not looking good for that right now with the kind of race that Mia's having. We have to scratch and claw for everything we get here, I think. We're 4 seconds back of Gabler and appearing to fall back more. Although especially with Holgerson, her tires look the best of anybody up front, so hopefully that will get us something. And yeah, I mean, tire temps are just basically staying where they are. We're also not using them up as fast as I thought we would. So we'll see. Well, when the energy gets a little bit lower, I may even push these tires late in the cycle. So yeah, definite miscalculation on the tires. But again, it's only a 5% gain that I'm losing. Would not have used up all the tires if I knew this was happening, though. Alright, Holgerson, I think you've got enough tire to push for a bit. Let's see if you can get through some of this traffic. Boy, close racing for her. It looks like we just got it, though. We got 6th. Okay, there's 5th. I'll switch back to neutral. Tires still looking better than Bags. And there goes Hashimoto with the traditional early pit. Bags concerned about getting past Tanaka. And I'm going to have him pit this lap because of that. Okay, so I think, honestly, the way things are going, let's take a look at the weather. It is going to rain late. It'll start raining at about lap 30. And the softs aren't going to get us there. I would go with softs if it wasn't for that, because I want to stick out on the mediums until the dry weather. Okay. So we're going to have mediums. We're going to be pushing them hard. Somewhat hard, anyway. And then switch to wetter tires at the end of the race. We can just barely see that forecast out there. So if we want to get to lap 30, would seem that we want to go with max fuel and then basically, you know, whatever light fuel we can go with at the end. So, going to be a long pit stop. We're going to be slow, relatively speaking, coming out. Holgerson, why don't you go ahead and push for this last lap plus you're going to have. And go ahead, and then you're going to come in, switch to mediums. You can do the same thing. You're going to fill up all the way. And Bags comes out ahead of only Edwards in 19th place. He's going to be harvesting energy like there's no tomorrow. That was about the right time to push for Holgerson. So her tire's just about maxed out in temperature. Some others coming in, Tanaka needing repairs already, so we're at 16th and 17th. So, we're going to harvest up a storm, we're going to be slow, but we're just going to try to gradually work our way up through the field. And then, once we get to the end, starts raining, we should have, you know, a minimal fuel add and a good amount of, you know, energy, harvested energy for the end there. Okay, 14th and 15th, some others coming in. They're trying to, yeah, Bags is having trouble. Let's push and see. It's Blasi on soft tires. Yeah, we're in some traffic here. Let's just push the tires. And it's not doing us any good. Okay, go back to neutral. thing about it is the car's coming out now on soft tires. Unless they're conservative with them, which they're not going to be, most likely, they're going to have a hard time making it to the rain period. Yeah, it's going to be a significant amount of rain there at the end. th and 14th. Well, we're basically right in the middle of the pack now, when you consider the drivers who haven't come in yet. I mean, Kaluza's got medium tires and is ahead of us. So does Wood, so does Hashimoto, although their tires are more worn. So 12th and 13th now. Excuse me, 11th and 12th. And only one driver who hasn't come in. We've got Cruz behind us, softer tires. Have a nice day. And Bag's a lot more energy than Holgerson has, so we're going to have a split strategy thing here. And of course, Holgerson has been ahead of him the whole race. Bags came out a lap earlier, so was back in the pack for another lap. So all of that now adding up, about a 25% gap between the two on that. Bags driving much better than Holgerson, but is unable to get by. It'd be interesting to see how many of these drivers ahead of us have to make that extra stop because they can't make it to the wet weather in time. We are now halfway through the race and well out of the points position, so even though I think our longer term strategy is okay, it's always nerve-wracking when you're just not in the position that you need to be by the end. Bags now down to about half a tank of fuel, and Holgerson not much more than that. And here comes Rodriguez, who is not only going to pit, but is going to do some repairs. The final driver to come in. Now we're racing side by side here. But Bags pulling ahead of Holgerson. Would be interesting if he actually finished ahead of the points leader today. It'll also, of course, help equal out our energy just a little bit. Gotta go hybrid now. And I think it's time to start pushing. Let's use up some of these tires. I'd like to get into and past that pack ahead of us now, as their tires are a lot more worn. Don't know if we can make that work, but let's give it a shot. We've only got a few laps left till it starts raining, so I think it's the time to do it. Bags just strolling past Wood there. And even with Roberts, boy, they just right by each other. I think we're going to get it here, but just barely. I mean, Roberts with the softer tires, complicating things for sure, and he's not giving it up yet. That turn might do it though. Yep. Bags up to 9th. Holgerson still back in 12th. Starting to try to move up, but definitely Bags the faster at the moment. Go hybrid. No, we can't. Not yet. Looking pretty good on the parts, but we've got a ways to go in this race. And now the rain starts. To decide when to come in. See, it's either going to be this lap and next, or you know what, I don't think I want to do that. Let's go back down to neutral now. Do next lap, I'm going to do Holgerson, and then Bags 2 laps from now. So she's going to have 9 laps left and a good amount of charge. Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna add 1 lap of fuel. That's it. It's going to be a quick stop. Not yet. Actually, I think we're better off. We are better off going hybrid now, though. Let's go hybrid now, and then, you know, harvest when we come out for a little bit. In goes Mia. You're going to switch to inters. And you're going to have 8 laps left. And yeah, I don't want to give you any fuel. I just want you to run on hybrid the whole time once you come back out. We have Parisi with a penalty, cutting a corner. Okay. Got other drivers repairing. Holgerson comes out in 14th. But only Hashimoto ahead of her is on wet tires. And that is huge. Yeah, Blasi behind is really pushing her. Bags in 8th, so 8th and 11th. And right now, Bags is the lead car among those who have... yeah, and we're going to go hybrid right away. But among those who have intermediate tires, Blasi is literally in first place. Or Bags is. Could I honestly win this race with Will Bags, who has not finished higher than 4th? Seems a real possibility. And Holgerson, looks like we've held off just fine. So let's go ahead and back off to neutral. You're raising the temperature on those tires pretty quick. I'll take you down to a lap and a half. Come on, just go by the stupid medium car on dry tires. There we go. And Holgerson's still not driving any better, but let's go hybrid here. We've got a couple cars in the pits. Okay, now Lori did come in and get intermediate tires and is still ahead of us. So Lori looking to be better. But, I mean, if we finish 2nd and 3rd, I'm not going to be crying. That puts Sevilla in about 6th. They can have 1st and 6th if we get 2nd and 3rd. Oh, Dutt is in there, so we're not going to have 3rd. We're going to have maybe 4th with Holgerson. Unless we can catch up. And Hashimoto really putting the pressure on. Let's push the tires. Hashimoto really challenging for that spot. Looks a little faster. Yep. We lost the spot to Hashimoto. So if this holds, if we finish 2nd and 5th, we lose 2 points to Spartan. So that battle is going to matter because Holgerson gets back up to 4th. You know, and then we're at least even. We're almost even with him. So yeah, Holgerson, if she can hold on to that. Cruz ran wide, but he's back further, so that's not going to affect us. Let's go back to neutral now. Bags might as well as push to use up some of the tire. It looks like he's going to have enough hybrid energy. Holgerson definitely will. It looks like we're not going to be able to do better than 2nd and 4th. Whoa! Look at that. I mean, I can't afford to push any here, so Blasi going, or Hashimoto rather, driving quite aggressively at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this battle between Holgersen and Hashimoto. That's going to be her worst finish in a while. And, boy, Baggs having some trouble now as Dutt coming up. But I've got him pushing the tires. Last lap. Okay, push the tires even more. Try to stay ahead. And push the engine too. You've got enough fuel, I think. And Holgersen has gotten back up. Go ahead and push the tires now. And you can go into overtake. Okay, now Baggs going to have to drop back to neutral on the tires. So these two battles, very interesting. Oh my goodness, it's so close, but Baggs makes it. Okay, what about, and Holgersen fourth. Okay, well that's about as best as we could hope for with the way that was going. So second and fourth. I wanted to be even with Spartan. I think they probably still beat us by a point. Although Sevilla went down to 7th, so Sevilla didn't get any points. We might have equaled them then. Let's take a look at how this works out. It's going to be really close. I'm not thrilled with it, but I can live with it. So the pole position goes to Hashimoto. The fastest lap goes to Tanaka. You know, that's fine. Atsuno got some bonus points. I don't really care about their bonus points. Doesn't look like anybody got caught. We had a drive-through penalty for Parisi, and that's it. Baggs really saved us by having a good day, or Holgersen hurt us by having a bad day, depending on how you split that. And Holgersen now, with that 4th place finish, drops down to 2nd, while Baggs is up to 4th and tied with Hashimoto actually for 3rd in the driver's standing. So pretty tight race really between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Cruz and Dutt a little bit further back. But Laurie and Holgersen competing, and Laurie taking the lead. And it looks like we lost a point off of our lead. It's still a 12-point lead. Not crying about that. This was a good track for Spartan. We still should have done better, and we would have won it. Well, I mean, I think if Holgersen would have had a shot, would have definitely done better, but Baggs would have done worse. So, I don't know. In any case, you know, I mean, as long as we can maintain the lead, each race now is going to be in our favor running down the clock on the season. So, anyway, Laurie beat us. It's not the first time it's happened. Probably won't be the last. So yeah, 3.9 for the day for Holgersen. And the only time she's done worse than that is in Rio, which ironically she won. Definitely her worst finish of the year. And then Baggs with a 7.4. That's his best by a significant margin of the year. So all of that working its way around. His feedback dropped another level. And we still did exceed expectations, just not by as much. Finance is going almost all the way up to even. 12-point lead, 5 races to go. And we're working on our final couple of parts for the engine. So we're not in the stretch run yet, but we're heading towards it. Singapore is going to be up next, where we will try to at least maintain this lead. Until then, thanks for watching. More Motorsport Manager coming your way soon.